I am but a casual Dragon Quest fan, and yet I have also played Dragon Quest for more or less my entire existence. For Dragon Quest Day, I'm aching and moaning and bitching for 9HT to finally just put me out of my misery, or at least for 12 to speak to me. And in doing that, I've inventoried nearly all of my Dragon Quest experiences, and I realized there are 10 of them. So, and there's so many memories tucked in there too. So I said, what the heck? I'm not some Switch tuber who saw Hero and Smash and then binged the whole series missionary style and likes 5. I have prepared an unhinged, messy list that spans the ages, and it begins with Dragon Quest Wars. Everyone say thank you, Dragon Quest Wars, for being the 10th one. This was a DSiWare game, which means that I played it for like 1 week in 2010 on summer vacation. I was a midnight launch adopter of the DSi, actually, fun fact. It was this like 5x5 minimalist grid tactics game, which is like kind of colorful chess, though there was a very appealing 4-team structure. I do like that. The single player must have been alright, because I definitely did not get my best friend Justin to play it with me more than one time, and I definitely played this thing for a solid week. There has only ever been 1 week in my life where I was obsessed with the song Exopolitics by Muse. But it was the week that I played Dragon Quest Wars, so I'm the one human on the planet who listens to Black Holes and Revelations, gets to this song, and every single time is taken back to the chimeras from Dragon Quest Wars. It's so specific, but it has never faltered. Now we're cooking with gas. Jokers 2 was a game that I played a lot, but sadly remember so little of. I loved the gameplay. I made a really strong Metal Slime Knight who tanked but could also heal, and it's one of my favorite examples of merging skill trees in a synthesis system for like a monster raising game. His name was Ao because I tried to learn Japanese for about 4 days when I was 12. And then I pocketed that idea for my 20s. Good start, good hustle. The monster side of things was good, but I'm not so sure about the Joker. See, Joker the original felt really cool. It felt like an edgier side series, and this was just like a big wilderness adventure where the gimmick was big enemies, I think. There's none of that style. None of the characters stuck with me either, and I don't know. I mean, I played it. I made it to like the big super boss, and again, with things that are connected to Dragon Quest games, anytime somebody mentions super boss or like Uda boss or, extra hard secret boss, I always think of S. Stark being frozen in the ice, I think, in this game. That was probably my first time trying to fight a super boss. Thanks for the memory. Joker's 1 effectively is tied with 2, but the edge and the style and the novelty just kind of sticks it in my brain a little bit better. It's like Roxas Kingdom Hearts, kind of, but like there's none of the sparkle. It's all just kind of grunge, and then you put it into fantasy. Of course, it is just generic fantasy a lot of the time, but it's got a little bit of a thing. There's this main monster that evolves every level through these animal forms that are mixed with suits like Club, Diamond. You'll get like the Club Dog, Diamond Cat, I don't remember, but every time you finish a world and get that evolution, it felt so satisfying. And when I was rewatching trailers for this, I remember there was a character named like Sapphire or something who was really cool. Even as a kid, I'm like, that character is cool. So it just kind of stuck with me more. I did not make it as far as Justin did, but I remember him sending me live updates of the end game via rudimentary flip phone texts while I hid in a side room at my aunt's Thanksgiving. I don't remember why, but I had to know what was going on in the endgame, and getting it in that cryptic way was just so exciting. I honestly probably wouldn't ever go back to this compared to 2 even, because I just learned a lot about 2 from playing it to the post game. And then there's like the OG Monster series and the Pissarro Manslayer game on Switch, which people kind of liked, so I don't know, but it definitely leveled up my awareness of RPGs alongside stuff like Digimon World that I was playing at the time, and it left a pretty strong impression, so GG. Number 7 is Dragon Quest III, and I sometimes wonder, do I even like mainline Dragon Quest as much as I like the spin-offs? And numerically today, the answer is yes. In my most insane placement of the day, 3 is my lowest ranked mainline game. And half of my mainline experience isn't even the good games. But the class system did not do what I needed it to do for me. And 3 felt just a little too simple overall. I wish the story somehow made up for that, but no, I forget the story. I did beat it, essentially, because I made it to like the super duper late endgame, and then I got a new phone and lost all my save data. But I had a good run. I fought metal slimes, I beat Baramos and all the extra stuff. I had a good experience. The Pixel remake remaster thing on the App Store in the 2010s was totally perfect, and I would grind it. I would grind for levels behind the cash register at my stupid Kmart job, and I have really fond memories of that. Specifically, I really loved the guide that I was using. The person who wrote it back in the early 2000s, so it had a very handcrafted feel. And at the very beginning, they said something along the lines of, cozy up by the fire with this guide and a 2-liter of Dr. Pepper, and let's dive on in. And that has stuck with me. That has always been like the image of going feral on a game during like a holiday or something to me. I want to chase that 2-liter Dr. Pepper feeling that I've never had so badly. Dragon Quest XI was a game that Justin played on one winter break, declared his new favorite on the spot, and immediately regretted binging. So, in response, I, in my wisdom, have spent the last 6 fucking years trying to beat Dragon Quest XI and should probably wrap up soon. It is a marvelous game with an engrossing world, amazing combat, tremendous characters, and just legitimately touching story beats all over the place. I am currently playing into the true late game stuff this week. I've been trying to beat a cold, and it's basically been medicine, and I'm blown away. I think it's incredible what plot stuff they decided to save until this late in the game. I just thought it would become rote at this point, but no, it's getting better than it's ever been, and I'm wowed by how much more strategic combat is getting. That's not a given. Bosses in some of these games just start spamming Disruptive Wave and taking away all of your buffs, so you have to play dumber the further you get. You have to get simpler. That's why I play RPGs like I grew up in the Great Depression. I feel like all of my MP and all of my buffs are just gonna get taken away, and I have to be able to live off of potato chips for 200 turns if I'm gonna actually beat a super boss. Whew, calm down. I'm glad this game got so many people into the series, and I am so grateful that I've been in Japan during the 11 era, and I've been able to like drink the Eric and 11 yaoi alcohol at the Patty's Pub, Luita's bar thing with Liz. It's been cute. I do like 11's vibe. I just, after all these years, can't say that it's my personal favorite Dragon Quest. There's no personal hook. I care. I cry about this game when I'm playing it, but when I put it down, it just doesn't stick with me on a personal level, so I don't see it escaping my own personal B or personal B+ tier for personal reasons. But it's probably the best game in the series. Meanwhile, Dragon Quest II, everybody! Wahoo! Dragon Quest II! I really don't know how to pick them. DQ2 is currently a Nomad game because I need a way to replay it outside the fuck-ass Microsoft Paint looking Switch port that I have, but I really don't have confidence that I'm gonna like the squeaky clean, modernized, polished remake thing that just dropped. When I find my platform, I am replaying this game. I actively have wanted to replay it since I beat it. Liquid Metal Slimes are here. The Falcon Blade is here. You can have rudimentary caveman Falcon Blade strategies in this game. What else could you possibly want? There's this huge, stupid treasure hunt as soon as you get the boat that takes you away from the usual setup and makes you just run everywhere to solve these weird fetch questy collecting things. And like, I had to take notes at some points. I had so much fun. It was the perfect breakup from the norm. And man, when I gave this game its moment, I was hooked. Maybe deeper than I've ever been hooked on the pure feeling of dragon questing. Not just one thing, not just one mechanic, not just one like song or character or element, the whole holistic experience, the whole questing package. I mean, goddamn, everything you do, it all comes together so well. I think part of it is, well, the overworld theme. But part of it is also the 3-character party really worked for me. It felt like everybody had their niche, and I was always just strategic enough. I mentioned that I play like I'm in poverty, but I actually wanted to use my spells. Things felt balanced enough that I could use them and not worry about losing things. Also, maybe you get an infinite MP item at some point in that game. I'm starting to remember some weird thing, which is more depth than you would think the game has, but anyhow, something snapped inside of me way back when I learned the name, the default name of the Princess of Moonbrook. So I lovingly received a copy of the game from Noreen, my first time ever moving money for any of my channels, and I created Prince Pumpkin, Prince Butters, and Princess Pudding, and I think they will have many adventures together throughout my life. I can't believe how much I liked this. That's like the only one in the video that I don't specifically tie to like a specific emotional memory or Justin. That's so funny. Let's be objective for a moment. Let's just talk about DQ2. It can really take it. It's a real serious game. I know that I just put 2 of the worst quests over 2 of the best quests, and I don't really have an excuse. I have played the opening to 4 and 5. I've given them each a good like 5 hours or so. They are good. I am Dragon Quest enough to say these are good. In fact, barring 12 being announced in 43 minutes, I would probably like to play 4 next, and I think I'm going to love it. But I might never like it as much as I like 6. I don't even think 6 is a particularly good video game. I may not remember Dragon Quest III, but I know I had a good time with it. I know that I've had a lot of shit times with Dragon Quest VI. They're both phone games, but where one grind was super memorable, I will just play this for a 20-minute train ride while I'm standing and bumping shoulders with people and go, what the fuck am I doing? Because some of the scenarios are just so insipid, the story's so boring, the beginning's so slow, you have to play half the game to get to the vocation system, which is why I bought the damn thing, and it's just, I already saw the big twist and then I forgot that I saw it, honestly. It's so boring. But when I put it all together, and when I think about it, when I think about the cast like as marketable plushies in a gift shop, I like 6. There's just this atmosphere, there's this flavor, there's this one little pinch of spice they put in the character designs that has made me always appreciate them. Just like 6, Carver, Millie. 6, Carver, Millie, spam that for 20 hours straight. Ashlyn, the glasses guy that I made take hits for her in a boss fight. That was actually a fun session. Ashlyn. Eventually we're gonna get Terry. I just think that they're neat. I just think that the characters are very neat in a very superficial way. I don't know. Ashlyn's character is kind of fun. I don't know. Carver is kind of funny. He's not that funny. The lack of dynamic between Carver and Millie is one of the worst things. But the fact that I give a shit about any of this is the most important. Cause man, yeah, I grinded half the game to get vocations and I've already given up on them. Maybe they'll be fun, but I have needed a good vocation-based game again. I wanted this to be my phone game that I replay for vocations. I will never replay this for the sake of vocations, and I've only had them for like 3 hours. It's it's a huge disappointment. But when there's a gun to my head, or even if you drop the gun on the floor and I kicked it away from you into like the drain. I like 6 and I'm putting it here. I've only played the first chapter of DQB2, and yet there's no doubt in my mind that it belongs right here in the top tier. My friend Lisa, when we were just starting to become friends, she got into the series because of me. She played this game, and she moved into it for 300 hours. And one day I went to visit her, and she created this lavish, elaborate friendship welcome party with all the power she could muster. She took me on this tour of her island, and it just radiated love. This was obviously one of the best experiences she ever had. And while I have only given it so much of my focus, some sweet memories here and there with friends, I've streamed it before, I should stream this game. That love lives on in the character Malroth. That little dude is just one of my favorite things in Dragon Quest. He's actually on a sticker on my Switch dock. I have not played this game very much, but every time I look at my Switch dock and I remember the Switch era, that little dude is just like the perfect reflection of the euphoria and joy. He's a great little assistant character. He's a funny little sidekick, but on top of that, like, they chose a theme, a narrative focus for this game, which is objectively gameplay focused, and just having the audacity to have a theme of humans and monsters, it makes the opening super memorable. It makes the finale that I watched on YouTube super impactful, and just every minute with Malroth is just more soulful and more deep than any Minecraft knockoff has any right to be. Except for the fact that this literally just happened again with Pokopia, and it's not surprising in any way, shape, or form that people who played this game are coming out of the woodwork to give it its flowers. We've known. If you've known, you've known. This is a great spin-off and a great game, and I am so looking forward to playing more of it. Every little second with Malroth is just a little bit more deeper and a little bit solar. Euthanize me! People who know Rocket Slime also know. I opted to add this game to my esteemed Nintendium DSium library in God's good year 2007, because I was 8 and I saw a magazine ad that looked like this. It wasn't because of a video essay. It wasn't because it was some profound exotic thing. It was just a fun game to play, and it made me smile. Back then, I didn't really think that much about it. I mean, I had a lot of games to play, but I did play it a lot. The first time I properly hung out with childhood bestie, gaming buddy, partner in crime Justin was actually at his neighbor's house. He joined as a surprise fighter halfway through the playdate, and honestly, we may have accidentally made the boy hosting me third wheel for us, cause we learned that we both had Rocket Slime on our DS's, and it was magnetic. We were like, we can fight tanks? I've always wanted to do this. I didn't know anybody else played this game. That wasn't the time when we met. I think we talked about Pokemon when we first connected, but this was like, It's no Mega Man Battle Network, but this loop is so fun, and the tank system is so fun that sharing it felt so special. I think we had this bit about our tank being McDonald's, so if you came up to the gate, the other person would respond to you in fast food, like drive-through window voice, basically. It was just fun for 8-year-olds, but I don't know, man. These memories are really aging well. Even in my teens, I didn't think much about this game, but every time I come back, I appreciate the craft. Every time I come back, I appreciate the balance. I love how easy everything is, collectathoning and 100%ing it is. I just love the minute-to-minute gameplay. I actually am about to start my 11th Dragon Quest game. I have the Japan exclusive original, like a Slime Mori Mori is what the series is. I almost started it today on the bus, but I'm like, I'm not gonna get a seat on the bus. Anyhow, It's, yeah, whether it's the tanks or just the minute-to-minute gameplay or just the story and the goofy charm and all the slimes, it's just well made and it's sweet and it's radiating sunlight. And I love the enemy mob and the rival. They're really funny. Those have really aged with time. Just makes me smile. Easy top DS game contender. Yet it could never be number one. You might be wondering, why do you even keep up with this series when you're glazing shit ass games and you're not even really clicking with the good ones? Well, here's the secret. I do like one good one. The cult classic. I was a DQ9 kid. This could have just been a DQ9 video. This has carried probably 70% of my total playtime of the series. I've done like 3 files of 150 to 300 or 400 hours. It's kind of a thing. Justin and I played all kinds of stuff. We were almost fully synchronized, all the games we played. But when the chance came to graduate from the spin-offs like Joker to an actual Dragon Quest game right at the end of elementary school, we hopped on that shit. And I was gripped from the moment I pressed start, begin your adventure. I kind of knew a thing was happening. Remember, I had both of our copies because I was trying to get it for his birthday in July, and like his copy was sitting there, and I was on my bed. I'm like, what is this all about? And yeah, right away. The things that fascinated us were actually super duper random. The weapon system got me from minute one. Replaying Angel Falls as fast as possible has always been one of the best things, regardless of the era. Pavo has always been a huge meme between us. Coombish was a huge meme between us for no reason. But it just came together into something much larger than its parts. It's a flow state. It's a special flow state. The sleepover when we unlocked boats and we explored the whole world almost just unbound by anything together, and we discovered like the South American continent as we called it, finding all the different parts of the map on our own, just going inside the boat, looking at the hull and everything. That was just religious. That was just so special, man. It's it's not just some 35-hour RPG you slog through to check something off your list and give it a B+ and say, very good game. This game really drags you with it. It puts you in this state of mind that gives you endless stuff to do. It is it's an addictive flow. It's about getting obsessed with the jobs and transferring stats between them. Such good character customization there. It's about hunting those mythical Metal King slime maps that you hear about and dream one day you could find for yourself. You know, Grotto grinding with your friends is fun. It's about hunting those like weird 2% alchemiracle recipes that you hear about and you're like, nobody ever does those. It just always has something more to do. The things float together, and as an adult, I'm just happy to say the atmosphere, music, localization, all the stuff I didn't even care about also was supporting the game the whole time. And I don't grind RPGs that often anymore, so this is kind of what keeps it real for me, you know? I know that I could open up this huge strategy guide here and think about the 5% drop of the evil version of Goresby Purvis that you only get in level 70 to 79 grottos that are actually a reflection of the death of the god of the world and putting parts of himself into all the grotto bosses that you have to beat if you want to get one of the exclusive items for the ultimate version of every type of equipment, which is where you get into the alchemiracles. But I'm also happy to just know that it's a home, to know that it still feels like home. And I think thousands and thousands of DQ9 kids like me were just floating in the sky like glowing points of light, like Celestrians adrift between worlds, and this whole generation understands the home that this game can provide. And, well, I hope you get the chance to join us there someday. games, anytime somebody mentions Super Boss or like Ruda Boss or, extra hard secret boss, I always think of S. Stark being frozen in the ice, I think, in this game. That was probably my first time trying to fight a super boss. Thanks for the memory. Joker's one. Kind of, but like there's none of the sparkle. It's all just kind of grunge and put into fantasy. Of course, it is just generic fantasy a lot of the time, but it's got a little bit of a thing. There's this main monster.
Stop at 9. Stop at 9. Stop at 9 right now. Stop at 9 right now. 9? 9? The song's gonna stop, right? The song's gonna stop right now, right? No. Nope. You better make it count! I think it's 10 straight minutes about 12. Ba 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 ba. And oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. We're going past 11. We're going past 11. They're showing protagonists. They're showing protagonists. It's like space. I like space. It just says Dragon Quest 40th anniversary. Okay, that was like the ultimate cock. Talking about 12. That's not a good sign. Oh no. A restart of development? Oh my god, are you joking? Are you joking? Oh my god, they started over from scratch. Oh, this is awful. This is so despair. This is so despair. Oh. They're gonna remake everything before then. Oh, what a fucking fake out. They changed the logo and subtitle. Is it not going to be goth? Is it not going to be goth? Are they taking goth Dragon Quest and executing it? Is it going to be generic fantasy elf shit? It's generic shit. They gave up on Flames of Fate. That's very beautiful though. They're just doing 11 again. They took my goth Dragon Quest out back and shot it. Oh. Oh, he looks like shit. Oh, he looks awful. Oh, this game looks like ass. Oh, I don't like him at all. Ooh, that's a cool design. Oh, maybe these are some holdovers from 12. These two could have been 12 designs. Oh my god, there's a lizard guy. Oh my god, this is the party. This is the party. This is more than just a little... I guess this is probably the Flames of Fate party. 3 characters. They're pretty cool, actually. I like the other 2 a lot more than I like 12. Oh my god, that's 12. Beyond Dreams! It's 6-2! It's 6-2. I'm so happy. That's Carver and 6's son. 12 looks ugly as sin. He would have looked better in the grim dark style. Beyond Dreams? I mean, if you lock the fuck in on the dreams... Did I manifest this by talking about 6? He is so fucking exhausted looking. I hate his yellow pants. Why did they do blue? This is just 6-2, man. This is just 6-2. Surely not a world of darkness, but a bright and beautiful future. I don't think I am, man. I was actually here for Flames of Fate. Dragon Quest Monsters... Dog Platypus? The Withered World. Oh my god! Okay, so we're doing baby characters for like every game now? Okay. I feel like they already were babies. I am not excited. I guess I'll go play 5. What about the baby, the DLC wife from 5? I'm gonna go by 4 on PS1. I don't fucking care.